Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome back to Eva's House of Spirit. I'm Eva, and today I wanted to share a really simple tip, one that might have occurred to some of you, but for those of you who it hasn't occurred to, I'd like to share this here. I'd like to share something in regard to repurposing. In particular, repurposing the jars that jar candles come in. It sounds like such a simple idea. You use the candle. You clean out the wax when the candle's done, whatever wax is left, and then you reuse the jars. Walmart, for example, sells these little dollar jar candles. They're a great size for reusing these jars for, let's say, herbal storage, or for powders, or for incense blends, what have you. What I do after my candles have burned down, after I use them for specific purposes, is I will take a butter knife and I will clean out as much of the wax as is possible. Then I will dump the wax, in the garbage. And then I will, or you could potentially melt them down into more candles if you want to be even more ecological. You could save your different colors of wax that you scrape out each time you get to the bottom of a candle, and you could eventually melt those down, and with purchased wicks, you could create new candles from old candles, just maybe cleanse them and, obviously charge them for whatever you're going to use them for next. But yeah, you can reuse the wax, or you can toss, because it's going to be just a little bit of wax each time. You can toss it or you can reuse it. And then using very, very hot water, you can clean out whatever residues are still in here. But try to scrape out as much wax as you can before you get to the stage where you're dipping it into hot water and then taking the jar out with tongs. And I suggest tongs because you don't want to burn yourself, obviously. So anyway, you can clean out the little jars. They turn out like this. Great little jars for whatever you want. So far, I have 4 of these little bad boys cleaned out. Let's see if I can hold them up. I have 4 of these so far. And if this is something that resonates with you, you can do this. You can buy the little Walmart dollar jar candles or jar candles wherever you happen to get them, and you can repurpose the jars. But I will caution you, if you're someone who has a tendency to hoard things, maybe set a number for yourself, maybe 10 or maybe 15 at any given time, and then don't save any jars past that number until you've filled up all of the jars you've cleaned out. Maybe set that stipulation for yourself. They must be used. You can't just have a shelf full of all these empty jars for someday, one day, maybe, hopefully. No, because then you're going to have tons of glass jars just sitting in your house, and you're just going to have, it's going to be a problem for you. So just my suggestion, maybe set a number for yourself. I'm going to clean out and save maybe 10. And you can't let yourself, if you're going to do this, maybe you stipulate to yourself, you can't let yourself save more than 10 until you use those 10, and you've actually put things in those 10, and you've given them a purpose. And then if you find yourself giving yourself a stipulation like that to prevent hoarding, again, should you be someone who just tends to compulsively collect, recycle the jars you will not be keeping until you have used the first set that you've allotted for yourself. However many you said, I'm going to let myself, do this many. So there's that. I've used bigger jars too. This one is one I cleaned out. I keep stones and crystals in this one. It's different, but I find it's nice. You know, I keep my little crystals in there. And another thing I did a while ago, I found candles in jars like this. You know, they have the... Sorry, I'm trying to take the lid off without sending it flying across the room. They have jars like this, you know, with the little lids with the little balls on top. I've never actually seen candle jars in this shape. It's not a common shape, I think. I found these at an A&P store that was nearby, but it has since closed. And I had bought 3. They're, let me see if I can block the light. They're like these pumpkin candles. And what I did a while ago, we like redid our bathroom, and I realized I'm thinking about the shape of those jars, and I'm like, what would those be good for? I decided they would make great apothecary jars for my cotton bowls and my Q-tips. Way to upcycle, right? They're just that perfect shape, you know. It looks to me as though these would be commercially sold for this purpose. And I have, again, the third that you saw that still has half the candle left. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that one. Maybe I'll put it in my bathroom. Maybe it can hold something else. I just haven't figured out what. If you have a suggestion for me as to what else in my bathroom I can store in that third one, feel free to suggest to me what you think would be excellent to store in that third jar once I get through it. And that's pretty much the extent of this video. I just wanted to bring to your attention that you can clean out and reuse your jar candle jars, I'm sorry, and they can serve you quite well. But again, be careful. Try not to fall into that hole of compulsively hanging on to like every jar that comes your way, because that will be a temptation for some, I'm sure. If you come across a jar that's very unusually shaped and you never see them anywhere and your store doesn't regularly carry them, you know, any local stores, maybe then you could let yourself have like 2 or 3, but don't go nuts. I don't want to encourage hoarding because that's not really helpful to anybody. But I hope you found this video to be helpful, inspiring, and I hope that if you do utilize little jars like this to keep things like herbs or powders or incenses in, I hope they really serve you well. With that, I'm going to wish you blessed be and ashe. You have an awesome, awesome day. And until next time, until our next exchange, bye-bye for now.